Good evening, everyone. So let us learn regarding compiler design today. So we'll learn the concepts of the compiler design. So basically, what is a compiler? So a compiler is an interpreter which is going to represent the given high-level language into another form, which can be an executable form, or else it can be a low-level language or any target language. So the changing of a representation from high-level language to low-level language can be taken as a task of the compiler. So during this there are multiple stages that can come across, so where it is difficult to analyze the compiler. So compiler can also act as the optimizer in order to optimize the code. So basically, when you are taking the lot of code which is in high level language and you are trying to represent it to a the kind which is in a lower level form, so you need to go with a multiple tasks. So the major conversion stage where you maintain the accuracy can be taken as a converting pattern. So we'll know regarding what are compilers. So translating from one representation of a program to another, so to any lower level, or else converting from one form to another form, so which can be majorly learned in the code pattern, can be taken as a task of a compiler. So typically from high level source code to a low level source code, so where you can even put it to a form which can be a machine code or else an object code. So basically, source code is normally optimized for human readability. So where you can come with the situations that can be like expressing matches or notation of the languages, where it can be individual with respect to the independent, or else with respect to the particular compiler designer code, it can be different, or else also with respect to the application, it can differ. And also redundant to help to avoid programming errors. So where there may be different kinds of errors that need to be reduced, while there can be a redundancy in changing the pattern from earlier to the next version. So basically this can be the two forms where you need to look into an entity where you are converting from a higher level pattern to a lower level pattern. You need to monitor this. And also machine code is optimized with respect to the hardware, where based on the hardware you may have a redundancy and you need to reduce this hardware redundancy, and there may be a intent information that can be lost. So as there is a code that you have written in a higher level language which can be confined with a particular system, or where you can also take it as a particular hardware, and there is a dependency with respect to the hardware that where you have taken this higher level language, and when you are changing this or representing it to a different form, and you have went through the lot of stages, the intent is changed, and this intent is difficult to identify. So as there are a lot of stages or a lot of phases in that particular compiler phase converting to a target code, and this intent is difficult to analyze. And in order to do that, or in order to retain the intent, you need to go with the step by step, and in each step you have to note down and you have to get to retrieve so what are the changes that is taking place, and that is difficult to analyze, but you can do it. But at a majorly it is a difficult task, or else it is probably you are finding difficulty in finding out the intent. So next let us go with the how to translate. So source code and machine code mismatch in level of abstraction. So because you are combining the different kinds of things together, where the hardware patterns relating with respect to that particular language, confined higher language code, you may be contracting together, or else you may be putting it to a platform where you are combining all of them, and because of that there is a lot of abstraction and the mismatching may happen because you are converting from one form to another form. This need to be maintained. Some languages are farther from the machine code than the others, so because probably you may have to go with the multiple phases. So basically we'll assume the given source code may be in the form of variables, maybe in the form of operators, maybe in the form of expressions. So basically these things you are taking as an input pattern, and when you are providing this as an input pattern, which can you can call it as a probably higher language code, you need to maintain it. And when your main aim is to translate this variable operator expression which is in your higher language to a form which is in a lower language or executable or optimizable code, where you have to take the relevant or the nearer entities which can be available with this and with this particular lower pattern, which can be done with a compiler, where you have to take memory, you have to take registers, you have to take stack, you have to take opcode, you have to take the addressing modes. So basically these things keep on changing with respect to the optimizer code that you are taking, or else these things keep on changing with respect to the target code that you are trying to generate. So all the relevant entities with respect to the higher language has to be monitored in such a way that they have to match with the memory, they have to map with the register, they have to map with the stack, they have to map with the opcode. So and addressing modes need to be relevant. So these things keep on changing and then need to be monitored. And you can take this whole part or the in between phase, that is converting from the source code which is with respect to variable operator and expressions to memory, register, stack, opcode, addressing code pattern, and the between stage you can take it as a compiler stage. And this stage wholly is a difficult task, and you can analyze this as a step-by-step approach, where you can take a single arrow mark and followed by another one, followed by another one. That means you can take a small steps in order to make the changes that can be bringing you from variable operators and expression, probably putting it to a form which can be relevant to the memory, register, stack, opcode, addressing mode. So where you give the tabular representation, or else you go with a dictionary to map the words so that the relevant words are matched with this particular lower level language. So this small steps if you follow, probably you can go with a improvement, and successfully with a final lot of steps combined together you can get and converted form which can be a translated form of the original one. So that can be the task of the translation, that is from the higher level language to the lower level language. So next one is goals of translation. So when you do this translation, you need to keep in mind, so it should be good performance for the generated code. So they should go with a better performance, so either with the variable conversion or with the operator conversion or with the expression. And also it should be with respect to the particularly properly mapping memory. It should be confined to the limited range of the register. It should be within the stack limit. It should be come within the opcode limit, and also the addressing modes that is facilitated with respect to that particular addressing lines, and also with respect to that particular processor it should be monitored. So that is how you have to make the performance with respect to the generated code. So next one is good compile time performance. So when you do this, the translation should happen within the limited amount of time that is specified for this particular entity. So you have to give a critical time, and you have to give a pattern, and that should continue and that should complete within that time limit. So next, maintainable code, where you can maintain at both the ends of the compiler, either at the higher end or at the lower end. Also you can take it as at the source end, or else also at the end, which can be at the target end. So next, the other entity that can be with a high level of abstraction, as you have a lot of things need to be combined together in order to manage the task. So you have to go with the abstraction, and that abstraction should be at the higher level, so there are a lot of transitions and transformations happening, and all of them have to be combined together, and they should go with a map, and they should follow a pattern, and because of that you can say it is a high level of abstraction. So next we'll go with the design of a compiler, where you can probably take, this is a compiler, and at one end you have a high level program, and at the other end you have a low level code. So basically now you know, so what are the input and what is the output. as an input you are giving a high level program, and as an output you are giving a low level code, and you don't know probably what is happening within this compiler, or else you have to get to know what is happening with this compiler. So that is a big picture. So what is happening within this compiler you need to monitor, and for that you need have pattern that need to be followed. So probably we will get to know how the compiler works with these particular steps. So a compiler is a part of a program development environment where you can have a typical components like editor, assembler, linker, loader, debugger, and probably with respect to the making a particular pattern arrangement you can also have extra features like profiler and rest of the things. So probably you can say etc. So basically it will have editor, assembler, linker, loader and debugger, probably with the profiler. So now when you go with these entities, so with each step you go on making an improvement, and finally you end up with your target code that may be a low level code. So you have the end features, so you have a high level program and you have a low level code, and between that is a compiler, and you have to make the phases to happen with this compiler. So compiler and all other tools must support each other for each program development. So probably we'll get to know, so or else we'll go with a big picture of this compiler. So as a programmer you may go with the editor. So at the editor you have to give a source program, where the source program can be a higher level language, and this higher level language can belong to, probably we can take an example of a C compiler where which contains lakhs of lines. If you go with a beyond that you can have millions, and if you are having a multiple language supporting compiler, in that case it has a lot of millions of lines. So probably we are giving an input as a source program, which is a high level language program, so where you are giving a compiler this entity, and this will be given as an input, and as a compiler it converts to a target code, and that target code can be a assembly code, and that assembly code is assembled by the assembler, and it is going to give a machine code. So once it comes to this assembler you are getting a machine code, and there is a lot of machine codes available because of the lot of machine code that is assembled together from the assembler. So this assembler is giving you the lot of machine codes, and these machine codes need to be linked so that you can get to know it is configured to with particular addressing line, and what is happening with that particular machine code, and what is the intention of that machine code. To do that you need to have a linker, so you will send to a linker, and once you send that entities to the linker, so there you may have some other criteria that need to be looked on, so where you may have to resolve the machine code. So you, in order to resolve the conflict between the machine code and identify it properly to which particular memory, which particular opcode, to which particular register, to which particular stack, to which particular opcode, and also to which particular addressing line it is assessing, or it is going to tell you. So in order to get to know that, you need to go with a loader, and there you may load that, and once you go with this loader, next you will get a final entity which can be a executable image, and this executable image can be a final stage, or else it can be an executable code that can be obtained with the source program. At this stage probably you may be looking for a target machine. So as a new user or else as a programmer, so whenever as a programmer, when you start up, when you do all these things, going with the compiler, going with the assembler, going with the linker, going with the loader, you may come with a situation, probably you may run your program, and at the, if you are run with normally, probably you may end up with a error. So basically most of the times when we run a program we end up with an error, and when we get these kind of errors we need to rectify errors, and in order to rectify errors we go with a debugger. So we come back, we go with a debugger, and with manually we try to analyze what is the error, and you may give the computing entities the debugger to identify where is the error, what is the error, what kind of error. So you may debug the error, and once you debug the error, you may try to correct the program in order to not to have any error. And once that is done, you may get the programmer does manual corrected code which is running properly without any error. So this is how you will run, and this is how the compiler does its task, and this is how a big picture can be given with respect to the compiler. So this is a stage where the compiler resolves all the errors or else lot of errors, or finally coming with a code which is running properly, and where you have a translated form of the given higher level language to its nearest or its target code, or else you have obtained a low level language. So a compiler operates between the higher level language and then lower level language, and intermediate that we have a lot of stages, and those stages may be editor, compiler, assembler, linker, loader, and probably debugger. And because of these stages, so you are transferring from one form to another form, another form to another form, and to finally to a form which is a target code, or which can be a feasible or suitable one which can be analyzable. And because of this, the intent is lost, and that need to be monitored. This is how the compiler works. So at this, we will stop at this stage and we'll continue with the next topic, or else how this each and individual will work in the next phase. So we'll continue with that. So till then, thank you for watching. So we'll go with the next class and with the next topic. Thank you.